Hello, this is Lee Liebfarth from PowerZone Trading, here to demonstrate some trading tactics using the VSTOPS indicator. First, I need to point out that trading can be risky, so please review the disclaimer thoroughly. All right, here we have a 144 tick chart of the E-mini Dow. And to review, the green represents long trading conditions, the red represents short trading conditions, and the blue bars and dots represent areas where there's a possible transition. These could be trading opportunities, these could be exit opportunities. And right now we're going to look at the possibility we're seeing from the morning an up and a down phase, but we're looking at the potential of opening a long trade. And we're going to set up our before we actually get into the trade, what's called an OSO order, or one signals other. And what that means is that as we get into this trade, immediately we're going to place a bracket order for a stop loss and a profit target, the profit target being 14 ticks above the market and the stop loss being initial 20 ticks from where we are. And what this will do is it'll give us some guidelines to originally set our orders from. So to start with, we're going to use the VSTOPS dots and set a stop order to go long. So if price reaches that point, we're going to go ahead and take a long position. We're also going to use the chart trader feature that TradeStation has, and NinjaTrader has a similar application to slide our orders to get them absolutely precise. Filled. Okay, so price just bopped up and hit our stop, and so we are long in the market. We've only gone in one contract, and if you look above us, we've got our profit target at 14 ticks. And then down below us, we have our stop loss here at 20 ticks. Now, the first reaction you might have is, man, that's a long stop loss, 2 points on the YM. But what the beauty of VSTOPS is it allows us to kind of reel that in. And you see, I just did that. I just slid the stop loss up a little bit. But as the market moves in our favor, we're going to go ahead and continue to slide those stop orders up so that we're controlling our profits. And while at the same time really looking to tag, in this case, our profit target, which is 14 ticks above where we are. You can also see as I move these stop orders, I get a little confirmation screen, but you'll notice that I'm actually not moving it to the most recent VSTOPS. I'm actually one back, so it's actually the second VSTOPS. And the reason I'm doing that is that keep in mind that VSTOPS is designed to work in very quickly in volatile markets. So the current dot, the one that is kind of bouncing up and down right now, we don't necessarily want to react to that. We want to wait till the bar prints and react to the previous stop dot there. And as you can see, a new one just printed, so we'll go ahead and slide our profit target up a little bit and keep moving it up. And this way, it allows us to protect our profits as the trade, hopefully this is going to continue to move in a nice positive direction for us, and at least tag our profit target. So this is a way that we can use the VSTOPS indicator to help us manage our trade. Now, a couple things might happen here. It may not hit our stop or our profit target. It might bounce back and stop us out, in which case we can reverse our position, and then we would be in a short position. But it will give us a possibility here of giving us a very definitive location of where we should place our stops. Now, one thing that I really like about the VSTOPS indicator, and you can see it, we just took another bar up, so I can once again slide my stop up a little bit closer to where we entered the trade. But we can keep sliding the stop up, and we eventually get past our break-even level, and it basically gives us a good way to manage the trade. I know a lot of traders are always wondering, man, I saw my trade go up and then bounce back, and I got out for a loss. Well, with VSTOPS, it gives us the opportunity to kind of push it up a little bit more aggressively than you might on a traditional, like I say, a percentage or trailing stop, or even an ATR type of stop. All right, so again, you see me keep moving this up here, and I've got that confirmation screen that bounces up. Now, I don't know if you can see that on screen, but I'm going to place my stops. And here's another I think detail about using VSTOPS in trading. I mentioned that we don't want to react to the absolute last dot on the screen. It's the second to last dot that we're using to base our stops off of. The other thing here is that we want our stop to be just on the opposite side of the market. In other words, we want to place our actual stop just down, just south of where that VSTOPS dot is. And the reason for that is that VSTOPS calculates on a fraction, not necessarily on the tick, but it's valuable to see every little fraction that happens there. So that even if the market does come back and hit our stop level, it will hit it properly. It won't hit it on the fraction of a tick. And we've chosen in the design of this indicator to leave those fractions in there instead of rounding to the tick, because I think there's a lot that you can see, even within those fractions that help you become a little bit more precise in where you might want to, move your stops. For instance, if we were just to stay on the ticks, we might see several VSTOPS dots, green dots, that are all lined up. Whereas now that we're working with fractions, they'll actually be stair-stepping up, so that we see that while the trade might not be flying into our profit target immediately, it will show us that it's at least moving in the right direction. So again, you can see two dots that have actually printed right in a row, and those are again, they're fractions, but they're the same. The VSTOPS will only move in one direction. In other words, it's always going to ratchet closer to the current price. It's never going to go back down, so that you're really only protecting your profits. You're not bouncing back and widening out a stop loss ever. Okay, so in this trade example, we keep moving our VSTOPS level up. We are almost at break even. We're one tick away from break even, so we know that this is going to be a good trade for us. Or at worst, it's going to bounce back and we're going to lose, a few dollars. But really, what we want to see here is we want to see this tag our profit target, and we can, kind of move on to our next trade. And again, this is really just an example, one example to show a very basic bracket setup that we can use the VSTOPS to help us manage. So again, there's much more complicated ways that we can use the VSTOPS as a money management tool, or even to balance multiple positions. But for right now, we're just going to do a simple profit target and continue to move our stops up as hopefully this continues to move in our direction. Okay, so we just saw the bar print, and we can go ahead and move our stop up a little bit here, and you notice as we slide it up, we're now in positive territory. So we know that no matter what happens, we're going to have a winning trade. And there we go. We just got our profit target clicked. We've got another $70 in the bank, and we're ready to look for our next trade. So this is just one example of how we can use VSTOPS to help us place trades and manage trades. And again, it's a very basic example of just a simple bracket order. In the next example, we're going to look at how we can manage a multi-contract trade that will help us ride the trends a little bit longer than simply taking a profit target. As you see here, we're out with a nice profit, but we still see the market moving. So there are tactics that we can use to catch that we'll take a look at. VSTOPS is available online at PowerZoneTrading.com. Thanks for watching, and good trading.